There is definitely one thing that women can do to push their men away. My name is Dolly, and I've been working with couples for over 8 years, and I run a marriage support group of over 35,000 people. And there's a reoccurring theme of men that come to the group that are newly, either separated or in a really big, dispute with their wives. And it tends to be this same reason. Women, even myself, tend to stand firm in this belief that our men should accept us for who we are and put up with whatever it is that we're going through because of our hormones or because of our, whatever is affecting us. But just like we have a right to say or do or be whoever we are in that moment, our partners, our husbands, our boyfriends, they have also the right to accept it or not, to put up with it or not. And what's really strange was when I got certified 9 years ago, when I started working with couples, the percentage of men that would leave women, it was 90 some percent, like 93% of men would only leave a woman if he had another woman or another partner waiting for him. But men wouldn't leave a woman just for nothing. They would always leave for someone or for the potential of someone. So there's already been an interest in their minds. The other like 6% or whatever it was either DV in the house. And so a man felt like the environment was so hostile that he actually feared for his safety or his child's safety. And then the other would be changing sexual identity. And so it was very, very low percentage that men would just leave because they were no longer in love or they didn't feel appreciated or whatever it is. Now the rate has actually increased. Men are leaving relationships because of this reason. Men are saying that their wives are angry all the time, that they lash out at them, that they're mean. And some of the terms that they're saying to me that I'm hearing is, I just want her to be happy. I'm tired of her always being angry with me. I can do nothing right. She doesn't give me any credit for trying or for doing, whatever. And I know that these are all gaslight terms, but this is honestly being on the flip side, being the person, being who that was, right? So first of all, 10 years ago, that was me. I was angry. I was bringing bad energy into the house. I was, sometimes rude to my husband or lash out at him, right? So I understand that whole concept. And I believe that I have every right to that emotion, to getting certified and understanding behavioral patterns and understanding our makeup and how we filter and how we respond and react, to now seeing the other side of the pain that this is causing, and not only the pain that it's causing, but how society on a whole is validating it. We feel validated and justified in lashing out. And if he says back to us, well, you make me feel like this, we shut down their feelings by saying that's gaslighting. It's not my fault you feel that way, right? But can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot? Can you imagine if the roles were reversed? If he's lashing out at you all the time, or if a man is lashing out at a woman all the time, it would be considered emotional abuse. It would be, or DV. It has all these other words. It's not gaslighting if a man does it to a woman, lashes out a woman. But if a woman lashes out a man and then he expresses that it bothers him, it's written off as gaslighting. And so where does that leave him? It leaves him in a space of silence. And I'm just going to say this right now. It can happen both ways. I'm not I'm not saying it can't happen both ways. I'm saying there are women now coming forward saying what is happening here? What did I do? I want him back. And he's pulling back and saying, no, the environment is hostile. No, like I don't want to be yelled at and I'm not your punching bag, right? And roles are so reversed now. See, that's how we used to feel. We used to feel, women used to feel more, whatever, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago. We would feel like we would take the brunt of whatever our husbands were going through. And now it's flipping. And men are the ones that are coming forward saying, I feel like there's nothing that I can do to make her happy. And she makes me feel like I am the reason why she's angry all the time. So where do I go from here? So if I'm counseling the man or the husband, I'm going to encourage him to find his voice, not an angry voice, but I'm going to try to encourage him, try to empower him, just the whole of who he is, not so he can fight, but that he can maybe create a space where there can be conversation. I'm going to encourage him to say, honey, can we talk? I really have a lot on my heart and I'd like to talk about this. And I know that you're angry and I know that you see me as the reason for your anger, but I really want to talk about that because I feel like I would like to express myself and I'd like us both to be able to express ourselves and both be able, find a solution, find a middle ground, and maybe grow together. But if the environment is so hostile and he can't, where does he go from there? Right? And if a man leaves, what do I hear from the women? He's supposed to love me for who I am. He's supposed to accept me for who I am. He's not helping me enough. He's the reason why I'm feeling like this because he doesn't help me. I have too much on my plate. I'm overwhelmed. And then they leave, and then we feel like they have no right to leave. How dare he leave me in this state? He knows how overwhelmed I am. He knows how frustrated I am. How could he be so selfish? He's a narcissist. And we all love to label our husbands as narcissists. They're all labeled as narcissists. But when a man leaves and he chooses self-preservation or mental health, we don't see it as that. We label it selfish or narcissist. And as long as we have this division that it's okay for a woman to do something, but not for a man, we're never going to understand each other because we're not trying to. We are so focused on being understood that we're refusing to understand the other person. Now, men are coming forward and saying it's hostility, it's anger. I'm tired of how angry she is. But what's really happening is there's this lack of understanding of each other, lack of empathy, and lack of courtesy, and there's no community, there's no unity there. We're looking at the surface problems, we're looking at the anger, we're looking at the hostility, and we're looking feelings of taken for granted or being disregarded, whichever side you're on. And there's a root cause to all those things. We got to get to the root cause of those things in order to heal them and unite and actually come together. But that doesn't happen when we dig our heels in and we start labeling people as narcissists, or we say, I have a right to feel or do whatever I want. Everybody has a right. Everybody has a right to do whatever they want to do. And on the flip side, the people that are affected by it have a right to walk away and they have a right to protect themselves and they have a right to stand for what they want to stand for. And that's what's so hard sometimes because I remember feeling so overwhelmed and so frustrated in life. And I honestly felt like maybe life would be easier and I would feel better if we would just go our separate ways. I would rather, I would rather be alone than have to deal with his demands or his expectations. I would feel life would be easier if I didn't have that hanging over me. And that's what I believed. Like in my core, I believed that. And when you believe something like that, then all of your energy, all of your emotions, all of your actions will stand in alignment with that belief. But if you believe that you can find a solution, that you can work out your problems, that if you believe that you do want a future together and you want to work things out, then that's a whole different energy. That's a whole different, there's all different emotions that go with that. There's hope, right? Hope in 2025. That's what we got to like all of January. If you're in the marriage support group, all of January, we're talking about hope, bringing hope back into that relationship. Without hope, if you have no hope in your energy or in your emotions, then you just have defeat. And so then you're reactive to all of your emotions and you're asking your partner to accept all of the emotion that you bring when there's no hope, all the defeat, all the frustration, all the finger pointing, all the blame. They're supposed to accept all of that. And whether this is female, male, or whatever it is, and how your relationship is, it's really not the point. The point is that if somebody's coming into that relationship and they're always angry and they're always blaming and they're always hostile, you're going to drive the other person away. And I'm saying that specifically that you will drive them away because you are 100% responsible for 50% of that relationship. And if your 100% that you're bringing is hostility and anger, then 50% of that relationship's already ruined. And that is your contribution. It cannot be one person bringing all of the love and hope and effort, and the other person saying, well, yeah, they should. They should be there for me. They should keep, they need to win me over. They need to do all the work. I've done my time. I tried before. And if that's you, now, 2025, now is the time to shift. Now is the time to change. Losing weight can definitely benefit your relationship, but if your foundation is broken, it's not going to rebuild your foundation. All these surface level things, all of a sudden randomly being intimate, yeah, that can create connection. But is it going to heal what broke at the foundation? Getting a new job, making more money. Everybody's Googling how to make more money in 2025. Great. Finances can absolutely benefit your relationship. But foundationally, what have you done foundationally? Because I'll tell you when that foundation is rebuilt, when that foundation is solid, all the other stuff happens. When when this happened 9 years ago with my marriage and we were broken at the bottom, and I was trying to fix it that whole year by getting fit and being perfect, and that ended up being the year that we fell apart. We went down to the foundation. We had to rebuild our foundation. We had to choose who we were going to be around, our friends, what our how home life was going to be like, words we used, shows we watched, the music we listened to, our daily routine, our jobs, everything had to be looked at. If it didn't serve our marriage and the foundation of our marriage and our spiritual alignment and belief system, it had to go. Right now is the time for you to restructure that foundation. Come together. And if you are the one that's admittedly bringing some hostile energy or some frustration, and I know that women, oh, I got called out on it yesterday. A woman was upset because I actually mentioned the word hostile and it triggered her. But truth often triggers. I didn't want to be told I was passive aggressive, but I was passive aggressive. And clarity with myself is what helped me see the truth of what I was bringing so that I could change, consciously change what I was bringing. So if that's you, decide to change that. Reach out, book a call with me, or download one of our resources. But now is the time for you to just be open to seeing the truth, be open to making a change, and being open to reconnecting with your spouse in 2025. I'm Dolly, and reach out, book a call. I'll talk to you soon.